Hello, this is Nansu.
Hi, Nansu.
No. Hi, this is Wei Wei.
Hi, Wei Wei.
Hey, Annie.
Two two zero one eight. Go on. Where is this access code?
They are again idiots.
Okay.
Are you two available after this meeting?
Yeah. Well, actually, today I'm not.
Oh.
Today I have just
Oh,
committee meeting.
Baylor?
No, but it's but it's at 3.
Okay.
Hello.
hello.
Oh, hi, Anna. This is Jim from UC San Diego.
Hi, Jane.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good.
We'll just wait for a couple more minutes for everybody to call in.
Okay, sounds good. I'll put myself on mute. It's getting a little bit noisy here.
So, let's just get started now. In the room here, I have Divakar, Hua, Shaoling, Trevor, Kirk, Sirat, and Ergin. And on the call, we have Giovanni from UCSD, Huni, Jeff, Nansu, Stephen, Tim, Wei Wei, and we also have Jane. Although, Jane, you haven't called in. I mean, you aren't on the web. I guess she's on.
Hello. Yeah.
Are you on the web?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm not. I'm not able to join the web right now since I'm kind of going from place to place. I just be on the call and hearing you guys. Thank you.
All right, thanks. So Giovanni, Jing, and Diwakar will be presenting the usability or user studies and some recommendations as well as additional plans from the UTSC team. We will initially talk about some of the action items, and then Diwakar will present first, and Giovanni and Jing will talk after that.
Hi, this is Gina.
Hi, Gina. We just got started. So for the action items, we are actually going through the complete reindexing of all the repositories with updated NLP pipeline. So Jeff, do you have any updates?
Yeah, so we've been, from the prior call, we were looking at the field names. Remember, there was that issue just to make sure that, that the field names, so we're, going to finish that verification off this week.
Okay.
And then we'll start the full run through. I know Barak has indexed a couple that he sent, has forwarded to Xiaoling, I believe, with the NLP data in it. And we haven't seen any issues currently.
Okay.
Only thing is it runs a little slower than the last one, but I mean that's the only thing we've seen.
Okay, so no major issues then.
None that we've seen yet. So so basically, if there's anything else that we need to sort of update in terms of curation on any of the sources, we should try to do that this week. Because when we start the full reindex, then it'd be good to have any outstanding issues taken care of.
Okay. Thanks, Jeff. I guess I don't see Alejandro or Philippe on the call, so we'll probably catch up with them with reference to the data type ontology next week. For the schema.org annotations, do we have any updates, Firat?
Yeah, for schema.org, we fixed the dataset field.
We need to speak up a little bit.
From the schema.org dataset URL. But it's still in the test. We will copy it to the production today, I think.
Okay, so
but we have one problem that for datasets, we don't have title fields. So we cannot use the title in datasets.
Yeah, I know there's a name, or there is something that's equivalent to title. It might not be called title.
So it's better to use it in the name field?
Well, I mean, again, it's schema.org is not going to have the exact same names as we have. So let me hold on.
So maybe we should use the field that's called name.
I mean, I'm trying to figure out. Well, hold on.
Okay.
The list of all. Hold on, I'm almost there.
So Jeff,
find it.
Do you want to share your screen?
Let's see. I was just looking at the data set page. I forget what it is. If it's
it's just /dataset. schema.org/dataset.
Yeah. So there's a name. So the properties from thing include name, URL, right? Identifier, which would make description. So those are all fields that would match.
Okay.
So I'd use name for title. Yeah.
Okay, name for that. Okay.
Also, are there any more updates for the DataMed demo at the CDE workshop?
So I have fixed the issues in the advanced search, but the NLP pipeline for this hasn't started yet.
Yeah. And I guess the logic is currently whatever we have is fine. Right?
Yes.
Also, Jeff, I wonder if you have had time to go through take another pass at the documentation for the ingestion and indexing pipeline.
And I was traveling all last week, so I haven't been able to look at it.
Okay. So Firas, do you have any idea when you'll be done with the UI part so we can get to the ingestion part?
Maybe next week.
Okay. Would that be okay, Jeff?
For what?
So Firas says he'll be done with going over installation of the UI
Okay.
From scratch by next week.
We are mentioning the UI of total installation.
Okay.
So it's the total installation of BioCAD. So it will take longer.
Of the UI?
Yeah.
Okay.
We are in the 40% of that.
Okay.
So maybe 2 weeks or something.
So in another 2 weeks, he says he'll be done with the UI part.
Yeah.
And after that, I guess we'll get to the
Yeah.
ingestion and
Okay.
detection part.
Okay.
All right.
So I'm going to be presenting the results of our usability testing for DataMed. So we conducted user testing with 11 users on the 1.5 version of DataMed, where we asked the users to search for the domain or keyword of their interest, and then see if they are able to find the relevant results. And as they went along the process, they described what problems they faced and what are they trying to do, and from that we compiled some of our findings and recommendations. So the 11 users covered from PhD student till faculty and one industry person, and they were all working with systems biology, cancer, and public health. And the initial impressions were they were confused about what DataMed is about and what were the capabilities of DataMed. The home page had lots of information which they did not find it useful, and many thought this is only applicable to hardcore bioinformatics, and you may not find any other use if you are working with just public health or other clinical domains. And they had confusion about the repositories and data types, and everybody liked the data types page from the website, where they were able to assess that so much data is available within the DataMed. And results page also had some confusion about what does it mean, whether it is a publication or a download link to the data sets. So here they did not understand what was the bar chart is about, and everybody wanted to visit the page which is marked as 15 data types, and there they found useful information. Other than that, rest of the information they found it more confusing, or they did not understand why is it present in the home page.
When you say everybody.
All 11.
Okay.
Everybody is all 11 users.
Okay.
So almost everybody used that page of 15 data types to see what it contains. There is a gap between user expectations and what DataMed is able to perform, and they concluded that they are not able to find the relevant data sets, or they did not know what to search for, and they wanted some examples of keywords or terms which they can see how DataMed retrieves the results. And they did not understand the metadata we returned in the results page. So we had lots of information on accessibility, download formats, and data source, so many other information in the results page, and they did not find, they did not know what was those data made fields were, and that was one of the problem for them to assess whether it was a useful result or a not useful result. So in the results page, there are confusion about the IDs and the keywords like the accessibility and the authorization. They did not know what was those keywords about when you're filtering. And sorting by relevance had only relevance as the option, and they did not understand what was relevance or how the results are being ranked. So those information was also missing from the data made. And they also did not know what is actually being returned. So that is the overall theme of the 11 users in their user testing. They did not know what is being returned or how it is being retrieved based on their keywords. So some of the recommendations from our working group were to relocate some of the information from the home page, such as the list of repositories, list of new features and pilot projects to another page. And in the home page, design more like the DataGov homepage, where it says what does the website do and what are the major data types you could search for, and have the focus on the search bar in the middle of the home page. And even in DataGov, there is sample queries which comes up as running themes in the search bar, which helps user to see what they could search for. And you could move all of the data types and repositories as icons similar to browse topics in the DataGov website. So this would simplify to show what does DataMed indexes and what are the things you can search for. And you can move the other rest of the information in about page or more information as disclaimer pages. So this is another way of representing, like you could even have more data set direct icons to show these many data sets are available, these are the more popular data sets, and then have the search information alone in the home page. The next one is, after the user searches, you could display a small visualization similar to this one shown here, where it says what are the process involved in getting the final results from your given query term, so that user can understand what all steps has been performed before returning the search results. And some aesthetics, like we may have to align some of the results to match, to avoid crowding, because the checkboxes and their title names are too nearby and they are very confusing. And also we need direct icons for downloadable data if it is available, and then provide only relevant metadata information in the search page. And sometimes the highlighted keyword is not present in the return search, so users are not able to find out why this particular page has been returned in the top results. So similar to the DataGov, we could have icons if we have data directly available as a downloadable icons present in the search results page itself. And other one was to have flexibility in metadata fields which the users want to view or sort. So we are only giving them 3 fields, which is ID, keywords, and description. Instead, we could make available other fields so that users can select which fields they want to see their results or sort their results by. And when you open the main item from the search results, the page should contain only the description of the given selected item, and immediately provide links for downloadable data or web page data. On the side, provide information about the repositories. So again, we can follow the same design of data.gov, where the repository is shown on the right side, where it says this data is from that particular organization, and all the access and user information is provided immediately before the download, and the rest of the metadata is supplied as a table below the downloads page. So currently when we open a given search result in DataMed, first thing you see is the metadata table. We want to move that below and provide this information in a more accessible format. And also we want mouse overs or tooltips to show what this particular metadata field is about. So these are the other ways we could show the main page to show what are the other data they could present the metadata with. So these were our 12 recommendations to add to the DataMed page to improve the usability.
Thanks.
Any questions for Diwakar?
Yeah, this is Giovanni from UCSD. Could you share your interview protocol and the protocol for the study and the tasks that you have used with us? I would be curious to read it, because we are carrying out some mock-up interviews while we're waiting for IRB approval, and there's some issues that came up during our interviews as well. But
yeah, so we could share. We have already created the Google Docs page to add these findings. Ram has already added some of the results.
So
okay, that's beautiful.
I don't understand. So what do you mean by interview protocols? You mean
So the list of questions we are
Oh,
asked,
okay.
how did we
Yeah, right. The list of questions.
we asked them to do,
okay, that way.
and we are writing this as a paper, results and appendix also.
Right. Okay.
Okay, that would be beautiful. Thank
Because
you.
I know Ram was asking me about sharing the results, and if we want to share the results, then we'd have to add you to the IRB here. And so I told him if we really were interested in looking at the results, we could go that route. But you know.
This is just the study procedure which we can share.
Yeah, okay. So I'm going to talk about the work we're doing here at UCSD, a little bit the progresses and the plan. So we have showed this Gantt chart last week to the steering committee. So basically at UCSD we have 3 ongoing projects. The first one that we're performing, we have started already. It's a heuristic evaluation of the DataMed interface. And after the mock-up interviews that we had the last week, we see how this makes a lot of sense, because there are still some usability issues with the DataMed interface that are also present in some of the results that you were describing earlier and that Ram was describing in the study. So heuristic evaluation might fix some of those issues with the DataMed interface. And then we have a more large-scale projects. One is interviewing larger user groups and develop large-scale surveys. So basically, this is going to take around 2 months. We are already preparing for that. We are doing mock-up interviews, and as soon as we get IRB approval, we will start with the actual interviews. We have refined the protocol very much, and we got some interesting feedback last week from 2 users. So we are going to use the material from the interviews to analyze users' workflows and generate personas that we are later going to use in the large-scale online survey that will be used for marketing strategies and for making DataMed available to the greater public. So basically, the interviews, the workflows, and the personas, they should be used to inform design requirements of DataMed, but also to generate, as I said, personas, so that our marketing strategy can be more targeted and we can have a better sense of which users are better supported by DataMed. And as an ongoing project, we have this monthly summaries of design recommendation for the iterative development of DataMed. So that's the plan, and yeah, if you can move to the next slide. Yeah, so as I said, heuristic evaluation is going to last for 2 weeks. We plan on having, for the interviews, around 40, 50 participants. We think that that's enough to have some good feedback. And we're planning on having at least 1,000, if not, 1,000 plus. We hope to reach 1,000 users with the marketing strategy, which is going to happen later. And so I have made a graph that I was also showing to the steering committee last week. It's on the next slide. And so basically, once we have defined a certain set of personas, what you see in this graph is just, it's just like, this is not what the personas will be for you. These are just labels that we have used for as an example. Okay, so we have different users and we have different features of the DataMed interface, and we can understand to which extent different features of DataMed support different users. So we might end up having a graph of this kind that could clearly show how certain type of users are better supported, or they can be better at certain tasks through the use of DataMed. So we imagine that the result of the interviews would be something like this. And I believe there's another slide after this. Oh no, okay. So that's basically the update from UCSD. So this week we are focusing very much on the heuristic evaluation, and then as soon as we get the approval from IRB, we will start with interviews. And as I said before, we got some interesting feedback from the interviews we have done last week, especially on the metadata that is provided by DataMed. And we received comments especially on the fact that it is, so users don't believe that the metadata really supports the understanding of what is contained in the data set. One user, he talked about having some virtual features of the data set that could be extracted and showed to them to make them better understand what the data set is containing. Yes, but there's like some features of DataMed that can be improved by direct feedback of users. But that's it for us.
Giovanni and Gina, I have a quick question. The heuristic evaluation would be completed in another week's time, right?
Yeah, we are planning to complete the heuristic evaluation by the end of this week because we have started it already. So we will be able to give you a complete report by the next Wednesday when we have the next BioCademy meeting.
Okay, so because I just was wondering if we maybe should combine that along with the results that Ram and Todd Ram and Divakar's study has generated, and then we could use that to modify or to
give more recommendations.
Right.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Yes, because some of the, as I said before, some of the issues that Ram has found can be, I believe that they can be corrected, or at least the heuristic evaluation can point to like possible causes of that frustrations that users had during the use of DataMed. So yeah, I think it makes sense.
Okay, thank you. And the other thing that I just wanted to ensure is that we are thinking about having a version 3 release end of July, which would be just before the all hands meeting, the BioCademy all hands meeting. So I wonder if any kind of recommendations in terms of design for iterative development should be given to the development team, I think by at least end of June, so that there's sufficient time to implement some of the recommendations if it's possible, and also test it.
I think it will be possible because as soon as we get the approval from IRB, we will start with the interviews. And I was planning on doing at least 4 interviews a day, which would be a total of like around 20 interviews a week. So I would say that if everything goes as planned, we should be done with the interviews in about 2 weeks and a half. So if we start, I mean, I don't know exactly when we're going to get the approval, but let's say that we get the approval in a week or 2. So that will be done even before May. So I think we will have enough insights and design recommendations for the development team by June. I'm pretty confident that we will have that.
Okay, great. Thanks. Does anybody else have any questions for Giovanni? If not, thank you. So just an update that we are still working on. I think I've shown this list quite a bit in the past couple of weeks. So basically, we are working on the list of features that we have delineated as being important for the version 3 release. And also what was decided in the last couple of weeks was that we would work on ingesting the Common Fund repositories first, since that's where the NIH has interest, and then move on to any other repositories that we think would be useful for the general public. I guess that's about it, so we probably will finish early today. Just a reminder, please do deposit all the source codes in GitHub. And we are still going to be working on the help menu because that was one of the things that came up. So maybe we'll start working on that and the toolset. So is there any other issue that we need to talk about?
Hi, Anu, this is Hyuni. I mean, it's not really about the issue, but can you stay online a few minutes after this call? I have something to discuss with you.
Sure, no worries. All right. Okay. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye. Have a nice day.
Hey, Anu.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, I have a quick question. So Beatrice is listed as one of the high priority repositories to index.
I talk to you about this project
right?
now.
Oh, hold on. I'm